Bochiknot.com. My name is Nicole. In this channel, you will find everything you need to know to begin macrame, whether you are looking to do it as a hobby or you want to get to a more advanced level so that you can create your own designs. You will find everything macrame right here. So welcome back to part 2 of a 2-part series for the macrame lantern. Last week we made part 1, which is the smaller lantern. If you guys decide to make the smaller lantern on its own, which I believe was option 1, then that's great. If you guys decided you wanted to make the expansion lantern and take that smaller one and make it into a bigger version, then you've come to the right place today, as that's what today's tutorial will be about. So you guys may have noticed that the top part of the macrame lantern in the intro video to today's tutorial looks slightly different than the macrame lantern that we made last week in part 1. And that is because the more I looked at it, the more I thought it wasn't going to turn out the way I wanted it to turn out. So I decided to unknot it halfway and redo the design. If you guys ever encounter situations like this, let me know because I'd like to hear about them, so leave me a line in the comment section below. This video tutorial will start off with the expansion part of the lantern, and so it will continue with where we left off after last week's part 1 tutorial. If you guys are interested in this newer version of part 1 that I made, I will post that video on my Patreon website, so be sure to check that out in the link to the description of the video below. I would say the entire macrame lantern is about an intermediate to advanced skill level. Not that the knots are hard to do, it's just that the intricacies of putting everything together and the amount of rope you have to use for this project is what makes it a little bit harder. So if you guys are just starting out in macrame, I would recommend you practice with some of my beginner tutorials first before jumping into this project. If you want links to those videos, I've put them in the video description below. As always, if you guys want to know the measurements of the supplies that I've used in the tutorial, that will come right after this intro video. If you guys are interested in purchasing those supplies, I have put links in the video description below. So this tutorial will include a unique pattern called the alternating half-hitch chain. The half-hitch knot is a basic macrame knot, but we have changed it up and incorporated it differently into the pattern. So be sure to watch to the end to see how that is done. As always, if you guys have any comments or questions about macrame or the video tutorial, be sure to leave them in the comment section below. With that, let's begin.
Hey, Miss Magical, what you up to? Can I have a minute of your time?
Start by taking the larger ring and placing your part 1 lantern that you had made onto it.
Once would you let me take a minute of your time? You might just be surprised at where it gets.
At the bottom of a V-shape row of double half-hitch knots, and right under it is the square knot diamond, attach the chords onto the ring using double half-hitch knots.
Don't keep this up, you lose someone who really loves you. Nothing he can bother you. Call me early morning, it was up, babe. You was out late last night, drinking with your girls when you come through. But every time you do, we fight. I'm only asking once, can we not do this? I don't wanna fight all night. I'd rather kiss your lips and undress you. and take you on your favorite ride. You don't care if you hurt me. Leave me on for fun. Not for once I'm telling you. Don't.
Now do this on the remaining 3 sides of the lantern. Once you've tied all 4 sections onto the ring, we're now going to work on the sections in between them and tie those sections onto the ring. So starting with the 8 chords in the middle, right under the square knot diamond, we're going to start by taking the middle 2 chords and folding the right one over top of the left one, and then taking the next 2 chords and doing the same until you've done that for all 8 chords. Then one by one, starting with the ones on the right, we're going to place them onto the wooden ring using a double half-hitch knot. Once you're done, repeat the same on the remaining 3 sides. Once that is complete on all sides, we are going to attach the remaining chords on all of the sides onto the ring using double half-hitch knots. Once all chords from the part 1 lantern are attached onto the ring, we will attach the extra chords with the measurements at the beginning of this video tutorial onto the ring one by one using a double half-hitch knot, placing 12 cords onto each quarter section. Repeat this on the remaining 3 sections so that the entire ring is filled out with cords. Once all cords are attached, we're going to start with making a pattern on each section at a time. Starting with the 8 cords underneath the square knot diamond and not the crisscross section, we're going to make a double half-hitch knot diamond with a square knot in the middle. Once you're done, repeat this on all remaining 3 sides. Once all 4 sections are completed, we're going to work with the sections in between them now. So separating the outer 4 chords and then putting aside the next 2 chords, we're just going to work with what's left in the middle. We will be making a series of alternating square knots as well as some berry knots. I've opted to use 3 square knots for my berry knots this time. It's up to you guys on what you prefer. I wanted to make the berries stand out a little bit more in the second section this time. Now we will take those 2 chords that we set aside next to this middle part that we have just done and make an alternating square knot with it. We are going to add more alternating square knots underneath the berries so that it forms a triangle underneath them. Now we'll take the 4 cords that we set aside on both sides here and make the alternating half-hitch chain that we talked about in the intro. Using 2 cords at a time, we will make alternating half-hitch chain 7 times. Then repeat on the left 4 cords 7 times, and we'll meet them in the middle and join them together with a square knot. You have now completed this entire section. Repeat the section 3 more times on each side. Once all sections have been completed, we will now connect each section with some square knots. Once completed, repeat this 3 more times on the other sides. Once you've completed all sides, you're now ready to cut the fringe at the bottom to your desired length. I have mine sitting flat here, but it would be helpful to hang it up and cut it that way, as you can see it better, the length of the fringe at a more level height. Once you've cut the lantern fringe at the bottom evenly, we will add the final touch, which is adding a tassel to the double half-hitch diamonds that we made. Taking a few of the scraps that we have from cutting the lantern, if you have any, between 30 to 40 centimeters, take a few of them, comb through them, and then place the ends into the sides of the square knot to the back and then out at the bottom front to form the tassel. And then comb through the fringe of the tassel and then cut the ends to even them out. Repeat this on the remaining 3 sides and you have completed your expansion lantern. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time.